to give you a bit of an idea of how I want to help people go step by step in opening up this subject that can get pretty wild. So I've got a buddy here that's going to help me to say, start with the old days. And so, as we imagined in the native life and probably indigenous life around the world, young people appreciated the stories as they were 5 years old or even 8 years of age, hearing the stories over and over again. Each age group, they begin to kind of relate to it and understand it more and more and more. And you know that whenever stories are told, that they often are told exactly the same way. And the age group just picks out what is meaningful to them. And in some cases, it would be just because the storyteller is having so much fun. So it's an energy of being able to have the feeling as well as the mental. So what I'm wanting us to do is to think ahead of the different steps of indigenous life, which means hearing the stories for the first time, and then begin to add some maturity to where people are. Because in that subject that we are giving attention to, it's really easy for people to jump way ahead and not have the meaningful steps between. So I'm going to try to give an analysis of Native American life in the old days was hearing the stories. As they got older, then the stories begin to have a bigger perspective. They can understand, coyote. They can understand heyoka because it's all close around kind of thing. But as they get older, then there are elders who feel like, oh, now we can open up to the meaning of we are all related with life everywhere. Then they begin to now place stories that wouldn't necessarily be something recognized in village life. And yet they're ready for that. They have an imagination that can be very real and helpful because it's been strengthened. So now somewhere, usually before adolescence, the cosmic stories begin to be told. And young people would feel like lingering and sticking around for those stories. But once again, it was stories that was hearing for the first time and not always needing to have all the explanations, but just pictures relating to, like the story of the Star Maiden that came down in the shiny shell. And it opened up and the young lady came out and prepared a feast for community. It's not a sensational one, as it is something that was like a beginning, like what I'm telling you here, is that whenever it's associated with eating, yay! And also the mystery of the empty cabin that is there, just like we are taking steps in the old system. It's the stories that was very important to get the attention of the young people.
Yeah.
And then the stories that opened up to we are all related to the bigger picture thing. That's a second step in the development of opening up to the cosmic picture. And they would be okay with a shiny object that they called a shell. They would be okay with the fact that there's people out there that we know about. And then there's just the eating and the mystery of how did she put all this food together coming out of an empty cabin. And then she said bye-bye, stepped into the shiny shell, and zoomed off into the sky. Not a big sensational but one, but it planted seeds and ideas that people were ready for. Okay, so as we, I kind of once in a while use a baseball term, whereas we are getting people up to bat to deal with this subject. And it's a subject that I have been waiting for a long, long time to see when it was going to finally happen. And as people are up to the plate, willing to play the game, so then that's where I begin to throw a number of pitches to see if they can see the pitch and connect with it. That's where we are.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I am preparing slowly for them to know the kind of things that could come their direction in a pitch. Now, I don't know whether this metaphor is going to hang in there, but and see the first pitches is that there are people who have experiences with this phenomenon.
Yeah.
And one of the pitches that's very difficult is this frozen stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the reason why I'm using this metaphor, because there's a number of things that needs to be pitched and thought about, and then connected with, and then they're on first base.
Yeah.
And this little metaphor is that there's going to be quite a bit of time to be on first base because of emotions of freezing, the emotions of relaxing and trusting the Creator. And it's a partnership with the Creator that, as you've heard, everything has some value and purpose to it. So see, it's recovering some of the Native American philosophy that you have been kicking around for a long time. But my point here is that we need to be on that first base for quite a while, because in the village life, there's a long time to be an adolescent and to chew on bits and pieces of the star system. And there's going to be some who are saying, I want to now connect with my, with aliens.
Well, yeah, that was Aaron's field. You could see.
See, I wanted you to recognize the metaphor so that you know that there's going to be those that are, they're skipping over second base. And second base is a very important one because it establishes how that there have been significant relationships with people for a long, long time. Third base is, because there are stories of Native Americans who have been approached by relatives that on third base thinking they are invited into the ship to look around. I've got stories like that. And they are also invited to take a little trip with them. And you could begin to see how that the story needs to be developed slowly, a little at a time.
Sure.
Because that second base relationship, it means taking a look at how we relate to different looking beings. And that there is a spirit in all. See, these are significant concepts that staying on second base before you get into some of the stories of actual experiences with, that's almost a third base. Continuing my scenario here is that you might make it home somehow. Maybe you're up to bat or I'm up to bat, and I make it possible for them to feel at home with this subject. for this first runaround. Next, up to bat again, some more pitches. That's going to indicate, well, the Rainbow Eagles throwing a curve now. It's not just a straight fastball. So you can begin to see how the scenario goes around and around to where you feel at home with the experience. It's not one trip.
Right.
That's what I feel like we as elders of this group can sense where people are, and that I'm going to be throwing some pitches out. And you would be able to strengthen, oh, I know how I've handled that pitch.
Sure.
I learned to relax and depend upon my skill.
Yeah.
See how that goes? Well, I want you to think enough about this scenario so that you'll have some sense of how we might be able to grow this young group, just as you grew as a young person, little by little, with Rainbow Eagles tradition and ceremony and philosophy and that.